Wayne, what do you think about the two-bedders?
Well, to me, I feel that two-bedders may appeal to people who just want to own a place there, and then they probably stay in one, and then they probably rent out the other one, or maybe a couple who just want to stay and in the area because they like the vibes over there, or they work in that area. So I think that's generally where these kind of units will appeal to them. I'm not too sure about the 2+ study because usually the 2+ study will appeals more towards the family starters, or they are starting a family. Then they probably will wants to go for such a unit type.
Okay. The last episode we talked about the fact that sometimes if developers price the 2-bed and 2+ study, if it's too close to one another in terms of size, this looks to me as pretty close to one another. The 2-bed is 678, this is 721, that means you top up another about 40+ square feet, you can get a 2+ study. So in this instance, what do you think will be the likely turnout? Because if you look at the price trend, it's about, I don't know how much, 100,000 difference. So do you think buyers will eventually go for the 2+ study? By the way, do we have the floor plan?
We have a very draft floor plan.
So just to disclaim again, this is on a very, very initial stage, the draft floor plans.
Yeah, so I actually did the comparisons between Blossoms and One North Eden, just to have a feel of how these two projects are faring in terms of the kind of units, kind of floor.
So if you top up 100,000, you can get a study room. What do you think likely will be the
I will go for the 2+ study.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the additional flexibility of space, whether I can use it for study, can use it for storage. Because you do realize that these units don't have any space for storage area, which may be one of the problems as well.
Right. The 1+ study to the 2-bed is pretty interesting because if you look at this, what do you think, Grace? This is what I call very well priced in the sense that there's a stark difference between the 1+ study and the 2-bed. So it's very easy for the buyers to understand, right? Like 1.3, I can go for 1+ study. I want to get a proper 2-bedder, I just top up 300,000 more. But if I cannot afford, I'll go for 1+ study. What do you think about this?
So the disparity between the 1+ study versus the 2-bedder definitely makes sense. I think there's a healthy gap. The kind of funny thing comes when, okay, let's say Wayne, I think you said you would prefer the 2+ study, right? But in this case, I feel that the 2-bedder will actually sell out faster. Why? Even though it's just about 100,000 kind of difference, right? But if you were to look at the floor plan, where the study is situated is not very optimized for live and play and all that. So if you were to pull out the floor plan, right, the study is actually near the entrance, adjacent to the kitchen. And then your living and dining is further down and your bedrooms are at the side. So to me, this is, I see it as additional space, but I don't really see it as functional space. It feels more like the developer just slapped in another 40 square feet for me to
study or work there, right?
Yes, but okay, you saw it in the floor plans currently, okay, so this is not the finalized floor plan, so we are unsure, but just looking at the draft, right, it's just a corner when you enter your home, which seems more like I will not want to do work there, I will not want to put a bed there. Likely what I will do is maybe do up maybe a walk-in wardrobe, maybe some cabinetry for bags, for shoes before I head out. Yeah, that's how I would see that space being optimized because of where it is vis-a-vis the rest of the rooms. It's just not close to the bedrooms, it's not close to the living.
Right. Yeah, of course the best layout that I have seen for 2+ study is for the study to be in between the master and the bedroom too, and provided the walls are hackable. Then you can actually weave
make
the
it a
study
walk-in
room.
wardrobe.
Yeah, you can make it
home office.
Yeah, this one probably just a glass door, or make this into a wine cellar, or use this as a really legit study room. But
if it doesn't have an AC
aircon,
inside there,
yes,
this is the thing. If it
must
doesn't
have
have
aircon.
AC, it's going to be a
So that's
problem.
why I feel that if I were the buyer and I look at the price points, I make sense of the floor plans, I may not see a need for this additional study space just because of where it's
additional
located.
$100,000.
Okay, but one thing I also want to talk about is the penthouses. The penthouse units are priced pretty far away from the 2-bedder. So let's say 2-bedder penthouse, right? Or 1-bedder penthouse is priced closer to the next tier already. Meaning, okay, let's say we take a look at the 2-bedder penthouse. Let's say, let's say 2350 lah.
The only 2
2004 lah, okay.
Okay, this one.
It's closing to 2 mil already. And then, okay.
Whereas I can get a normal 2-bed plus or 3-bedder But then even a 3-bedder is about 2.5.
But if you get a 2-bed penthouse, I will get a dual key 3-bedder.
Yes, correct. Yes. That was what I was looking at. Yeah. So the 3-bedder is just slightly off, slightly above, the 2.1, closing to 2.2 lah.
This guy will sell out.
Correct.
This will
No,
be gone.
and the developer priced it to sell, or sized it to sell.
Look at the size.
At 915 and making it a dual key, it's like an obvious move to make this a
Actually, should build this to have more.
rarity effect.
This will be gone. This will be gone.
Correct. And this pricing, makes the penthouse units, or rather compared to the penthouse units, this kind of pricing is very attractive.
But if you think about it, if you look at it from a buyer's perspective, if I'm considering a 2-bedroom, which is 678 square feet, and then I compare between a 3-bed dual key, because if let's say I want to buy a 2-bedroom and I want to stay myself, and now I want to get a tenant in to help me to support my mortgage, I pay about 500K more for a 3-bed dual key.
To get one more studio unit. Likely it will be a studio lah. I don't think there will be like a full-on kitchen at this size.
Maybe where I think there's still a substantial difference in quantum for people to really think about it.
Okay, but then we can talk about, let's say, penthouse units, right? Level 27, right? Overlooking. Okay, so one unique thing is that maybe why the penthouse units are priced this way is because we are also the tallest, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We will be the tallest.
At that
this
slim barracks
area,
area, barracks area, of course.
So I think plot ratio wise, we are also one of the
tallest
buildings. So if we were to look at it, maybe that's why there's this premium on penthouse units, because you want to be right at the top.
27th floor.
Yes. But one consideration is also that if you are an investor buyer, do you really care about being at the top?
Of course.
If it's an own stay unit, then perhaps I will be extremely invested in the view, in being top of the city kind of view. But if I am a investor buyer, the rental yield doesn't vary that much across levels, right? So,
I mean, I don't think the investors will be looking at penthouse unit, and that's the reason why I think they only have like 1 unit per type, except for 2 bedrooms where you have 2.
I mean, because it's also one stack lah,
right.
right?
Okay, coming back to Wayne's point, actually this one, one way that usually dual key buyers, when they dissect it, is like this. So for example, I think the developer is also very smart because they never built any 1-bedder here, right? Okay, so what is going to happen is this. If you look at the 1 plus study is 1.3, then let's take it that if there were to be any 1-bedder here, it's going to be maybe about $1 million, right? So if
I don't think there will be a 1-bedder.
So there won't
There
be.
won't be 1-bedder.
So,
So minimally is okay, right.
Okay, so if there were to be a 1-bedder,
Right.
maybe at about 500 square feet,
Right.
it might be at about 1 million or 1.1 million, right? So if you look at this, basically, if you can get a 2-bed, which is 1.6 plus a $1 million, that's about 2.6. But you can get this to enjoy the best of both, a 2-bedder and a studio unit. And studio you just need to rent out a little bit lesser than the normal 1 plus study. You can get it rented out. So in future, if the 1 plus study, let's say if it's renting at about $4,500, or maybe $5,000, or maybe $4,500, like you just need to rent out 4,000 or 3,800. You can get the studio rented out. But that is based on an additional $500,000 because here to here, the gap is technically 500,000 to get an additional unit to be rented out with no ABSD.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, of course, on paper, it makes it very attractive, but definitely I think investors will be considering their quantum-wise as well. And I still think that, the 1 plus studies and the 2-bedders, they will sell out. I'm guessing that some parents will buy for their children who are studying at, let's say, NUS or ACSI. So I've had friends, I'm not sure, but I've had friends whom their parents buy near their tertiary education.
Using their name.
Could be under their name, or could be under the parents' other name lah.
Okay.
To be near the school. So I think that there will still be a lot of demand for the smaller types also, the 1 plus study and the 2-bedders, especially because they might just be thinking, okay, keep the quantum low, just want to get in, just want to take some long-term rental income and be in
just
the area.
For investment.
Yes.
Mission control, we have liftoff.